Okay. So, I like what you've done here. So we're saying the superintendent is like the
Our hall monitor is higher than our teachers.
Exactly. Are the hall monitors higher than the teachers? Do you think that the hall monitors belong in the same thing, in the same part of the pyramid, but maybe in a different section?
Like right there.
We're not using those small boxes. Yeah.
Then it would be better. It would be better.
What about that little dash line?
Oh,
I think teachers go here now.
no, then the hall monitors would go there, and then the teachers would go.
Okay. Why are the? I agree. So does somebody want to move the hall monitors there?
I don't think this thing likes you.
It likes you. It's working for you. Okay. So we're saying the superintendent is the king, right? He's got all the power. Then the principals are like what?
The lords.
And then the teachers are,
Knights.
and the students.
I'm not saying that. I'm not no pain. I'll beat up all of them.
Okay, but sometimes the peasants did have uprisings. So I'm not saying that you have no power. I'm just saying that you don't have a whole lot of it. Okay? Now, the reason that we put the hall monitors a little bit separate from the teachers is because they're more powerful than you, right? They can get you in trouble. They can, they have more authority than you do.
You would be considered a hall monitor.
No.
Because you're not a teacher.
I am a student teacher.
You would be with the hall monitor.
Fine. If you want to put me with the hall monitors, that's fine.
Wait, Vincent, you've done the research on knights in training, though.
Yeah.
So what's a knight in training?
Oh, it depends on how old they are.
Well, but so she's not a child, though, right?
Oh,
so she's in her, you'd say teens.
Yeah, she would be a teacher.
She would be a squire,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. So I'm a squire then.
So the imaginary.
And you guys are still peasants, so I still have more authority than you, right? Okay, so the hall monitors are kind of like the local police force.
Actually, peasants.
You need to survive. So the knights, in return, are giving back their military service. They're gonna, protect the land. They're gonna protect the lords, the king, all the people, right? So they're also paying homage to the lords. So what that means is if, let's say, I'm gonna pay homage to Christine, then I'm gonna go to Christine and say, "Hey, Christine, I've got your back. I'm going to take care of you. If you need anything, I'll be there for you. And if you want to fight a war, I'll go out. And if somebody's attacking us, I got your back. Don't worry about it." So that's what's going to happen, right? So then at this very bottom, they've still got all this land, but who's farming it? Who's doing the work on it? The peasants. So the peasants get to live on this land, but they have to farm the land. So they have to take care of it. They have to take care of the animals on the land, and they have to pay rent. So the rent could be if they're, some of their grain that they grew for the season, or if they have something else, some other form of service that they can offer, that can be their rent that they pay back. Okay? So you guys kind of understanding this? And what you have to remember is, during this time, if you were just a person living in the middle of the woods, and you weren't on somebody else's manor, and somebody came and attacked you, you're going to be dead, and they're going to take everything you had. So it was a good thing. The peasants needed this protection and everything. So it was good for them. They got something in return. They weren't just, farming the land, paying rent. They were getting something. Okay, so now I want to talk about the land, because we talked about the fact that the king had all this land, and then he broke it up into smaller things, and they became manors, and everybody lived on the manors, and had their own portion of it, right? So, the types of land we have up there in the school district, we have classrooms, schools, and desks. So who do you think, why don't you move those around now?
Oh, this is the word.
That's what
in return for getting to live there. All right? So now you guys are going to do your little activity. School, exactly. So, similar to the way that feudalism had one person at the top with a lot of power and then it kind of filters down, he or she. They control all of the schools, right? So they control not just Albany High School, but the middle schools, the elementary schools.
They just control
Right, the entire school district. So the same way the king controlled all the land, they control the whole district. So, Nasir, why don't you stand up? Do you want to drag superintendent up?
easy for you.
So now he's like the king. So what was below the king? Right, but what term was that in feudalism? Who was below the king? The lords. Very good. So who wants to, John, do you want to do it? Oh, watch the light. Awesome. Okay, then who is below the lords in feudalism?
The knights.
The knights. Okay, so who do you think?
Homeowners.
Homeowners. Okay, who else? Teachers. Nah, do you want to drag it? Teachers. Yep. We got full. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, but what about the hall monitors? Right, so if you guys decide to, I wouldn't suggest doing this, but if you did decide to riot or get together, you would, there's a lot of you, right? So, and that's what some peasants did sometimes. So you're not completely powerless, but you are at the bottom of the power. Okay? Alright, so now we have all these different things. We have the schools, classrooms, I should put school district up there. Okay, so the superintendent, we said he controls everything.